What is up, YouTube? This is your girl Jessica Catherine, and I'm coming to you guys with another video. This video is just a video to expound on the gender war that's going on. And honestly, it's quite exhausting. And if I was somebody on YouTube, I wouldn't necessarily want to hear negativity about gender wars and who's at fault and who's really the problem, and just listening to full-on negative dissertations about whose fault it is. And I'm not sure what other people see in the media via their timeline, because we all have different timelines and algorithms based off of, what we're interested in or what's trending. And oddly enough, a lot of the times negativity trumps positive things when we're talking about trends. And unfortunately, in my newsfeed, I see mostly negativity. Since I'm a woman, I have a lot of male followers, male friends on social media, and I do have a couple of women. I like to balance it out because I definitely don't want to be, just having all men on my timeline. I definitely have a lot of women on my timeline, but for the most part, I see a lot of guys just talking down on women. And recently with this whole Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez court case, there has been a divide between men and women, and it's just magnified through that court case how much of a problem people really have with each other. And even as far back as Kevin Samuels and his following, or the Met Gal men or the divestment channels, it's really hard to not notice the divide within the Black community specifically. Although this gender war is not specific to Black people, but just from my algorithm, I have a lot of Black people on my algorithm. And back in the day, when I used to see a Caucasian man send me a friend request, I used to get police vibes. I used to get stalker or just odd vibes. I will always not accept that friend request. But my views have definitely changed now. I definitely do accept Caucasian guys sending me friend requests as of now, as long as they look like decent human beings. And that goes for anybody, but I used to be very biased back in the day. And that led for me to have, just an all Black timeline and newsfeed. So I can only speak from what I'm seeing with African American or Black men and women. And there's definitely always just a negative dark cloud just hanging over my timeline. It's always just back and forth. It's your fault. Whose fault is it? It's just always a fight. And what I've realized is that although I, as a woman that have dated Black men, I've had my fair share of heartbreaks and situations, but I never tend to forget that what we choose to focus our attention on just grows and manifests farther. So I really try not to comment or indulge in those situations. I try as best as I can, although sometimes I do slip up and I do indulge in the madness. So I could have easily came here and made a male bashing divestment video and blame my couple bad situations. Although I will say right here on national television that all the guys I've ever dated were not complete bad guys. Like, I would have never dated them if they were completely bad guys. So to say that I've had like a horrible experience dating black men, I mean, I can't really say that. Although they may have not always, been successful and fruition as far as marriages are concerned, that just is really my fault, because I've had multiple opportunities to get married, but I'm not just going to get married to any old body. If I'm not happy, I'm not going to get married. And I don't care what the case may be. I'm not going to enter in a marriage or have children with a guy if they're not aligned with my values, my goals, my vision for my future or our future. I'm not gonna get married or deal with anybody that's mentally, spiritually, verbally abusive or physically abusive. I refuse, because we all go through things mentally as is. So just being a human in America, we go through things like this. Is already stressful, getting out there and getting to the money, and just daily grind life of trying to become a better person and trying to be in a better position as far as your environment is concerned. Like, that's already stressful. Add on the stress of being fit and watching what you eat, worrying about your health. Love is not something that you want to be just an additional stressor in your life. Love is supposed to be a place where you can, lay your weapons down and relax after, fighting everything else in the world, internally, externally. Love is supposed to be a safe place where you can actually let your hair down and have some peace and feel a sense of belonging. Now, most things that a human may want, they're normally able to buy with money, such as, food, traveling, just fun things, activity things, clothes, things that cost money. If you want them, a new house, a new car, if you want them, you can go and buy them. But it's certain things that money cannot buy that are highly coveted by all humans, such as loyalty, trust, love, health. And that's just a few things that money cannot buy. And everybody wants love. Everybody wants to feel loved. So I can understand why love is such a big topic and why everybody's just trying to figure it out, because it's not something that's easily accessible. Either somebody is going to give it to you or they're not. You can't force anybody to give you love and trust. You can't buy it. So I understand why it's always a hot topic and why it's always highly sought after, because we all want companionship and, we all want love. We all want to feel loved, to be loved, to feel appreciated, to feel wanted. We all want that, and it's priceless. So I think a lot of people are just simply hurt. And I would be wrong if I was to come on here as a woman and say everything is a man's fault. I would be wrong to say that, because everybody has their own experiences. And I've never dated a woman, so I can't tell a man how it is dating women, just as the same, like a man can't tell me how it is dating a man. And I just find it very odd that for so many people in this world to be searching for the same thing, why is it so hard for anybody to work things out and for people to have, lifelong love relationships? And they're so important because nobody wants to die alone. You may have your children, but your children are going to go off and have their own lives and their own families. Not saying that they're going to abandon you, but, nobody's going to have your back or really want you or be there for you like your spouse would. It's very special for somebody that's, not even your blood, not even, bloodlined obligated to you, for them to pledge their love and their life to you. That is such a special and beautiful thing. Like, somebody really have to love you for real. Like, your family, that's your family. You didn't get to choose your family. But for somebody to choose you and stick by your side and love you unconditionally, it's just a beautiful thing. And I can understand why it's highly coveted. But moving along, a lot of people out here are hurt. And people are embarrassed to just say, I'm hurt. Instead, they want to deflect and project. It's your fault. It's my fault. And at the end of the day, that's a flaw in itself, always pointing a finger. The real question should be, how can we fix this? What can we do to fix this? And what hurts me the most and discourages me the most is the fact that I don't see that conversation happening. I feel like people would rather just go and just not date at all, not marry at all, or not deal with Black people at all. I feel like people just give up completely. And I can't say I don't understand why, because I can understand why. Especially as a woman, we don't have a lot of time to be going out and making a lot of mistakes. We really don't have many times to go out and make mistakes. The mistakes we make of, having children or being with the wrong spouse that mentally abuses you and turns you into a whole different type of woman. These are some serious mistakes we're making with our life when we choose to love somebody. You can develop whole mental disorders, self-image disorders. And your mental is not something you can buy. You can have a whole bunch of money and be really, really fried mentally. So it's really serious when we're, choosing to deal with people, taking in other people's energy, letting other people talk to you and, put you down with their words. Because, words are weapons. So it's just you really have to watch who you choose to have into your space. People like to say oh, words don't affect me. Words don't hurt me. Words can absolutely hurt you if you've heard it more than one time. If you hear it enough, if you hear a lie enough, sooner or later you'll start to believe it. So, words do have an effect on you. People internalize words. And sadly enough, people internalize the negative words or negative things people say about them more so than the positive things. Because anybody that loves you can say that they love you and that your hair looks nice and try to encourage you off of a loving aspect. But, having somebody that don't like you, truly tell you about yourself, that's something that people really take heed to sometimes. Sometimes it can be BS, but sometimes it could be some real stuff. But we just all have to be careful and realize that a lot of people out here are hurt. They're coming from a hurt place. And I just don't want to come up here and, start a divestment channel because it's just negativity. I don't like to argue. I don't like negativity, I really, really don't. If I put up a negative video, it's not going to do anything but attract negative comments. And I don't want that in my life. When I come onto Miss YouTube, or, if my channel gets really, really big, I don't want every day to have to argue with people and fight with people. Like, who wants that? Like, I don't like really rocking the boat in that aspect, especially when it comes down to this gender war. You cannot just say it's one person's fault. Everybody plays their part here. And you have to be very disingenuous to be full steam ahead with just one side of the coin when we're talking about relationships. Like, who do you think you are to just say it's somebody else's fault and it's not both parties? It's both parties when you are talking about this gender war. Everybody has their issues. Nobody's issues is, more greater than the next. But the fact of the matter is we still need each other. And I don't know why. Well, I do know why, the Black community is very divided, because it was designed to be this way. It honestly was. It's a lot of people. Black people have a lot of mental issues. There's a lot of self-hate going on. There's a lot of hurt people, a lot of abandoned people that's dealing with abandonment issues. There's people who really, really want a family, but they just can't get it, and it just frustrates them. And it's a lot of people that's dying alone. But a lot of people that feels that they're alone. There's a lot of people that's just hurt out here. So just pick the side that you want to be on when you're out here swinging your weapons that we call words. Because somebody's out there listening and somebody's out there watching, and you may trigger somebody and you don't know what other people are going through. So it's just like, be mindful of others. A lot of people post things and they're not mindful of others. They're just hurt, so they want to hurt other people and get their revenge verbally by, just being nasty. And the sad part about it is, if you're hurt and you spew some negativity, you're not going to get anything but negativity thrown back to you. And having other people agree with your negativity is not something to be proud of. Like, people are just hurt. That's really all I have to say as far as this is concerned. I am not going to come up here and start bashing men, because I don't feel like arguing with y'all. That's not something I want to do with my life. Like, come on YouTube every day and argue with a bunch of men. Like, I actually love men, okay? Let it be said for the record, I love men. I am a heterosexual woman. I love men. I love the way they smell. I love how, tall they are. I like how big they are. I like their big thighs. I like their big arms. I like the veins that pop out of their forearms. I like how wide they back be. I like how big their feet are. I like how big tree stalky legs they have. I like the hair on their body. I love everything about men. I love how strong they are, how they can open jars and stuff. They can reach stuff I can't reach. They be treating me nice. They call me pretty all the time. Like, I don't have an issue with men. Men are nice to me because I carry myself like a lady. I smile, I stay pleasant, and men just give me whatever I want, pretty much. And I love men. Men are very nice. They're very kind. They're teddy bears. And, I've learned that, if you stay in your feminine, men will treat you really, really nice. Some men will try to, trample over you. But most men that I've encountered, they treat me very nice. They open doors for me. They hold doors open for me. They let me go first. I just really love men. I love being up under a man. Oh, child. I love men, okay? I can go on and on. Let me count the ways. Ooh, another thing. I really enjoy cooking and cleaning for a man and serving a man because for some reason it's like real kinky for me. I love playing sexy maid, sexy nurse, sexy mommy, and that just, serving a man makes me feel more feminine. So I'm not one of those women who, have an issue with that. It actually is a little kinky for me. As long as a man is doing what he's supposed to do, he's taking care of me, he's treating me like a princess, I have no issue. It will be my pleasure to treat a man like a king. I really like, domestic, traditional type of settings. I really do. Okay, because I will eat a man up. Okay, you hear me? But yeah, I'm gonna just end this video here. If you like this video, really like this video, don't forget to comment below. And as always, guys, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I put videos out whenever I ain't feel like it because, I have other things going on. Just like we all should. So I love you guys. Bye.